Hello, my friend. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Well, Lee just merged the last optimizing we did, and you can now try it in the experimental build. When you try it, I would just suggest that you disable vertical sync when you try it. You can do that in your Steam library, GameGuru Max, in the setup ini file. Just set the vsync to 1 or to 0 and save it, and then you can start Max and check it out. Then you can really see the difference. But it don't stop there. What you see here is something else I'm working on. It's occlusion culling. We can just try to enable it. What do we have now? 53 FPS. Well, it's jumping a little up and down, but 52 perhaps. And let's try to enable occlusion culling and see what happens. 65 something. It also goes a little up or down, but around 10 FPS more we got on this level. And that's because it has all these rocks that are really good at doing occlusion culling, because all the objects is behind those rocks, but you won't see them. We can just try to enable some more debug information. Just remember that when all this debug information is getting processed, that will also takes out some of the FPS, so you can't really it will be a little faster than when we don't have all this debug information on. But each of these little dots, they represent an object that are getting occlusion culled. So they are behind these rocks, but you can see how many there are. It has 1,600 occluded culled objects, and that's all these dots. And you can see it now have with occlusion culling on, it has 100 and around 20 draw calls. We can now try to disable it. Chips, and you can see the draw calls goes to 1,600. So occlusion culling is really great when you have a lot of objects and you have some big objects like these rocks, or it could be an indoor level where you have walls. They are also good at for occlusion culling, because everything behind the wall will not be displayed. And well, we always had problem with this occlusion culling in the Wicked engine, the early Wicked engine, because all the objects was flipping in and out when you were moving around, and they were flickering and depending on the camera. And but I used some days on this, and now got it to work. So that's pretty great, I think. And you can see there is no popping in of objects or flickering objects or anything. Everything is working as it should. So that's this really great system. I'm not sure if I can show you more of this, but we can try to move around the level a bit. First of all, this occlusion culling is working on the deep buffer from the last render, and because of that, even trees here are occluders. So everything behind the tree get occluded. You can see here if I go closer to the tree. Now we only see the tree, and everything behind it is occluded. So we now have only 2 draw calls, and that's the tree. Disable it. The draw calls go to 1,500. So even the terrain is working as a occluder. So like if we just try to oh no, that's just a raise the terrain here, like so. Then you can see here, just going into the profile again, you see the dots behind the, oh sorry, just here, behind the terrain. So as you can see, the terrain is also occluding objects behind it. Here we are at 42 draw calls. Oops, without it, 1,500. If I move out, oh, we just need to set this. So goes down to 12 here. Oops, and then up to 700. So terrain is also a occluder, and so it's really working pretty well, I think. So yeah, you can really get a great boost on some levels, and that's also why I have to do more work on this, because you have to be able to set it up per level. So in some open worlds level, you'll not really see that big impact, especially if you have many objects and it's really open. Then yeah, well, it will not work so good. So that's why you need to be able to enable and disable it depending on what level you have. But a level like this is pretty great, and you can get some pretty high increases, FPS increases. Yeah, well, if you like to support this work, and so I can continue with doing stuff like that, like the last optimization and now this I'm working on at the moment, you can support the work on the Patreon page, and I will really appreciate it, and it will give me some time to work more on stuff like that. And well, if you get the all access on the Patreon, page, support for all action, you will also get a lot of software like the DBO Viewer you can download, and you can download the Max Easy Terrain and the Standalone Optimizer. And there is some other software out there too you can try out. So until next time, have a great day.